Hello, UCAR. Peter Christensen here, coming to you from the CEO's desk. Got a new mic stand. It's pretty snappy. You know what that means? It means we got to talk about something. Okay, so what we are going to talk about, I heard recently somebody say that if somebody, so under with the new listing agreement, I don't know when we stopped calling forms new. It's been out for a few months now. I mean, it's so last year, this version. So this new version where post-settlement kind of stuff, right, where you're authorized to communicate an amount that your seller is willing to offer towards the buyer's agent's commission, right? And so in there, let's say your seller did. They marked that like, yes, whatever, 10%. And your your seller's authorized that, and you're a listing agent, and a buyer's agent communicates with you and says, hey, is your seller willing to pay something? It's valid. It's a valid question because it's going to affect the buyer's offer, right? So they ask that up front, and you say yes. So then the question has come up of should you disclose the amount, the percentage or amount your seller is willing to disclose? Because I've heard some opinions that no, maybe you never should. And then recently I heard a new one that it's that you have to disclose, that's somehow information you're required to tell if your seller has put it in there. And I've thought about this. I thought, what am I missing something here? And I just don't think you are required to. And here's my thinking. In here, it doesn't say that the seller will pay this amount. It says the company is authorized. So this is 2.3 of the listing agreement. The company is authorized to advertise or otherwise communicate that the seller and or the company is offering to pay compensation to a buyer's brokerage in an amount up to, and then blank, right? Whatever the seller filled in there. So I think there are a couple important terms in there. One, authorized to advertise or communicate. So it's authorized to, not required to. So that's one. That would be easy if it said they're required to, then of course they need to. And then because it's an up to an amount, that's where I think in my opinion, I don't think you're required to disclose an up to amount. And I think that's a good discussion with the seller, because I've heard the opposite of you should never. I don't fall in that camp either. I think it's up to you and the seller on whether you disclose, and whether you disclose a number or whether you disclose, yes, they're willing to do something, put it in an offer. And here's the bottom line. It's always negotiable, right? Under these rules, under these new conditions, it's always negotiable with the offer. So it's never a guarantee. If the buyer, if seller says they're willing to pay this amount, I, the buyer's agent, have it in my buyer broker agreement to match that amount, then boom, seller, you have to pay that. No, that's old school, right? That's kind of MLS thinking, BAC thinking. Now it's negotiable, and so that's where I'd say I don't think it's required that the seller disclose that information, or listing agent, on behalf of the seller, that we're authorized. The seller is willing to go up to this amount, because quite frankly, the seller could go over that amount if they like the offer enough, and the buyer was asking for it. They could change their mind. They could offer more. The seller could offer less than the amount they put in the listing agreement. Why? If they didn't like the offer and they wanted to approach it a different way, it's a bit of negotiating for them at that point. And so I don't think I agree that they have to disclose that if it's put in the listing agreement. Nor do I agree that they should never disclose that. I think it depends on what negotiation tactic the seller and listing agent decide on. Maybe they say, yeah, we are willing to offer something, put it in your offer and send it over, and then we'll decide. Maybe they say, yeah, we're authorized to, the seller is willing to go up to 5% with the right offer. And then are they stuck with it? No. Are they going to get a bad offer because of it? Are they going to lose some bargaining position? I don't know, because it's still all negotiable, right? The seller can say, yeah, with those terms, if you want that price, then I'm going to lower that. I'm going to put it at 2%, 1%, $10,000, $5,000, whatever. It's all a point of negotiation. So, yeah, that's just something I heard, and I thought, I kind of want to talk about that. If that's going around and people are having strong opinions, by all means, throw a comment in if you completely disagree with my thinking. I've thought about it, not a ton, but a little bit, and I can't see why it would be required. But change my mind if you think I'm just way off on this one. Remember, this is not legal advice. This is legal information only. If you need specific legal advice, please contact your attorney. Thanks for tuning in.